your clients should be your marketing and your testimonials and your ads, right? So if you have success with people, if you've helped anybody have any level of success, that's your advertisement. And you don't have to pay for that. The truth is, when it comes to the speaking world, it's competitive. You need a strong brand, you need good marketing, you need to get out there and promote yourself. You can create something big about yourself, something unique. You don't have to create the magic. You have to be the magic, and that may start with creating something special around you and your business to bring the magic to you.
Hey, welcome to Scaling with Confidence. I'm Olu Sobanjo, entrepreneur, coach, consultant, and pastor, here to bring you dynamic conversations with high-level individuals who are scaling 6, 7, and 8-figure businesses. We believe that every entrepreneur has a unique story and purpose that can inspire others and positively impact the world. And if you are an entrepreneur who's ready to share your journey and insight, visit scalingwithconfidence.com/guest to apply to be a guest on the show. You are going to love this show. You're going to hear real stories from real people who are ready to inspire, challenge, and empower you. We don't just talk business strategy, we dive deep into the personal stories, challenges, and mindset that come with scaling a successful business. So let's go. It's really nice to have you here, Rina. I'm super excited that you're hanging out with me here today.
Thank you so much. I was excited when you reached out. I love what you're doing, so I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Why don't we just jump straight into your story? Can you tell us a little bit about you and maybe a little bit about how you got started in this?
Sure. I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I've often been running businesses. I ran Plus Size Planet, Maximum Woman. I had clothing stores. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. And probably 7 years ago, I was in a speaking group and I met my now business partner, Dan Shake. And it was an interesting experience because we both loved speaking and we both loved personal development. And he was taking a program at the time where they needed to do a leadership development program or project. And he asked me if I would do something with him. And I remember just saying, okay, I need you to know that we are going to have like 12 people in a library. But if you're okay with that, I'm willing to do it. And so we started looking at other events that were out there, speaking events, personal development events. And we were sitting at a speaking event and he said, why don't we do a speaking competition? And I said, "Oh my gosh, Speaker Slam." It just
Wow.
came to me that moment. I was like, "Yes." And we had our first event, I think 6, 7 years ago. It was, we had 100 people. It was beautiful at a nightclub. We had amazing judges. We had Farley Flex, which was a Canadian Idol judge. We had 10 great competitors. And from that minute on till now, we have never stopped. It has just been There's been so much love and support. We've had so many people on our stages. We've had so much success with it. And it's just, sometimes you just in business, you just hit it. We really just hit it with this.
Wow. Wow. I was actually going to ask you, how did the beautiful name come about? Like the Speaker Slam. I was just like, wow, that's such a really cool name. I didn't
It
even know
it
that.
really lands. And when you think of a poetry slam, well,
Yeah.
with Speaker Slam, it really does bring together the passion of speaking, but the competition element. And even though I will say competition is a big part of what we do, we always say that in Speaker Slam, it's where your fiercest competitor is also your biggest cheerleader. Because we have such a loving, supportive community. So we've been able to like merge both of these things to have like a lot of success with it.
Wow. It's just beautiful to watch what you're doing. And I was also gonna ask about, sometimes people are scared of partnership, right?
Yeah.
And you guys make it look so easy. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so we have a phenomenal partnership, and I do agree, like, it is very challenging to have a partner, and I think the reason it works so well is that we just have these, like, complementary skills. So when we came together, he was a business analyst, for corporate for RBC and Robinsons, and he came in with processes and systems and audio and tech, and he's, like, he was fully back end, and he organized our events, and he did all that stuff, and I was front end. I met the judges and the people, and I posted and I wrote copy and I dealt with the community. And we just had these skill sets that just complemented so well. And for 7 years now, like, we just flow effortlessly because we have our own grooves, and we just are able to bring what the business needs together. So it's been so amazing.
Wow. Now, before you started this Speaker Slam partnership with, that you have going on, did you have some writing experience, speaking experience, anything like that?
Not really. I had entrepreneurship experience, and I guess I had, spoken throughout my life in public speaking competitions. I was on the debate team. I was in Toastmasters. So I had a love of speaking. I wouldn't say I had any formal training. And I think for Dan and I both, when we got into this, we learned very quickly. So there was a point a couple of years in where some of the social media giants like Goalcast, Power Positivity, these media companies started reaching out and they wanted to take our videos from our speakers. And that was the education of a lifetime right there, because we would submit videos and then they would come back and they would take some and they would take others and they would tell us why. And so I started to learn and watch what was working, what wasn't working, what was resonating, what got 30 million or 50 million views versus what didn't. And that's how we sort of built our whole curriculum based on that. The inspirational story, the powerful message, the vulnerability. It just kind of all came together over the years, just watching what was working.
That's amazing. And just right there, I'm hearing something new. Like, so you had your speakers that you would do, and then a bigger social media platform came to take over some of those videos. Can you talk about that? How does that work?
So this was a time when virality was really popular on Facebook, and it has since changed.
Mhm.
But in those days, these companies would take content and they would reshare it, presumably to make advertising dollars. But because they had large followings, our speakers were getting millions and millions of views. So that's why we accumulated 500 million views pretty quickly in a year or two working with these partners. And we had tons of partners, Interlate Media. Like I said, Goalcast is probably the biggest. Power Positivity had 30 million followers. So just having these kinds of brands reshare our stuff really gave our speakers credibility, and it gave our business legs, because in a sense people knew that when they came to us, they were going to have a healing cathartic experience. They were going to get on stage and share their story, but then they were going to be seen and heard, which is really the foundation of what we do, getting seen and heard. And from that, so many opportunities came. Speakers started getting book tours, they started getting speaking deals, they started getting paid speaking gigs, they started creating movements and just sort of launching their lives based on all of this momentum that was coming from their speeches being shared. That is really what was the foundation of what we do.
I love that. I really love that. And now, the kind of people that you work with, can you tell us a little bit more about them? Who are these kind of people? Yeah.
So I really can see our students, our clients, our speakers, they're very specific people. And I always say that they are heart centered and mission driven to start with. They tend to be um, authors, coaches, entrepreneurs, people that really want to make a difference with their voice, not so much professional speakers or corporate speakers, just everyday entrepreneurs or people that are just looking to share a story. And I think everybody has a story in them. And I think a lot of times people want to be able to know that there's purpose to their pain. So we have a lot of adversity stories. We have a lot of people that have overcome incredible challenges, health challenges, life challenges. And we have people that just have gone through what we all do, which is the human experience. We've all gone through heartbreaks and rejections and breakups and job loss. And it's unifying to be able to share a story and share a message and inspire the world with our voice and have a platform to do it.
Wow, that's amazing. And do people just find you on your website, or how did you find your first set of clients?
So in the very beginning, I was very strategic. I reached out to people I knew in the speaking community. But what was amazing is they started bringing people to the events. We started quickly having two, 300 people every month out at our events, and our speakers would promote. So we'd have them sharing their posters and promoting and people finding out. And it has literally been word of mouth. We've never really paid for advertising for the competition ever. It's just been people seeing what we're doing, seeing their friends competing, coming out to the competition or falling in love with it and thinking, "Oh my god, I want to be on that stage." So it's kind of grown like that.
Wow. It's amazing what you're doing, and I believe it's changing lives, and people are, can you take us through some of the transformation that people go through as they go through your program?
For sure. I think the first part, and nobody anticipates this at first. They think they're just going to come and give a speech. And by the end, they've cried maybe, they've been cracked open. They've gone through this whole journey. And so many people have said, wow, like I had this healing, cathartic journey just sharing the speech. And then they get on stage and it's like this moment of elation of being seen and heard for some people for the first time. And then when they actually accomplish that and they get this video, they start sharing it. Now they're sharing it with their community, they're sharing it online with their family, their friends. People are reaching out to say, I was suicidal and I watched this video and you changed my life. Or, I went through, we've had people with everything you can imagine, alopecia,
Mm.
cancer, people who've lost people to suicide. And they share these stories and people reach out and say, "Because of your speech, I could get up today," or "It meant something to me." So now they have this understanding that they can impact. And now they take this to the next level and they start to leverage it, which is the whole foundation of what we do, leveraging your speaking. Now they realize that they can build a brand with this, or they can support their speaking dreams with this, or that they can get exposure like this. And now all of a sudden the opportunities start coming in. And we've had speakers. We had someone that won our competition with a speech called The Too Much Woman. She had 40 million views. She went on to write a book, do a world tour. She was speaking with Lisa Nichols and Liz Gilbert at the Women's Summit a year later, and doing all kinds of like live events and just built a whole brand around being the too much woman. And we've had countless stories like that. So to me, watching people transform, blossom, make massive impact, it's so rewarding.
And
So much success. And there are people, probably the most successful person we've had on our stage came to us at the lowest time in his life. He had Ramsay Hunt syndrome and he spoke and he won the competition. He was a paddleboarder that because of Ramsay Hunt could no longer paddleboard. He was unbalanced and but his whole life has a book. He just was the first disabled person to paddleboard across the 5 Great Lakes. He's now paid speaking. He's winning awards. His whole life has just transformed. So watching this kind of success is just mind blowing.
for sure, I can see the amazing results that you're bringing to people, and what that's making of you, the person that is engineering this. I mean, tell us more.
Do you know what's incredible is that our focus, both Dan and I, has been to shine a light on our speakers. It's never really been on ourselves.
Yeah,
We've gotten press for our speakers. We've gotten them on blogs, podcasts. We've gotten opportunities and gotten awards for them. And we've never focused on ourselves, but by the sheer virtue of their success, we're successful. There's
yeah,
something very powerful. I mean, maybe it's how like Dr. Dre feels when he finds someone like Eminem, right? Like when you're the platform, it's an incredible position to be in.
for sure, for sure. And you said, you talked about this woman, the too much woman. Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah.
How did the name, did she come with the name, or did she become that in your program?
Do you know her speech was an anthem for women? It was women who are told, "You're too loud, you're too big, you're too this, you're too that," and she right? And then this speech touched a nerve with women because she said, "We shine because, baby, you just can't dim the sun."
Mm.
And her speech became this anthem. So just by this one speech, it just birthed an entire movement of women who were just so, emboldened and passionate about her message.
Wow. I really love all of this that is coming out. Yeah. Now, coming back to our topic here, scaling with confidence, what would you say to the entrepreneur that is out there and listening to you and they're wondering, how do I scale and how do I do it confidently?
So my biggest thing right now is I feel there's so much noise online. Because of the pandemic, everybody's online, everybody's got a side hustle or a new business, and everybody's promoting their webinar, their program, their course. It's so easy to get lost. It's so hard to get eyes on you, to get attention on you, but it's true. The best way to ever get attention on you is authentic, organic marketing. And that comes from just sharing a piece of yourself. So when you're trying to community build, because the community are the people that are going to be the potential clients for you, having them connect not to your flashy ad, or your polished graphics, but your heart, your mission, like sharing a speech and having them hear your voice and see your soul and feel your energy and understand your values and connect to your story. That's how we build community. That's how we build a brand. And really that's how we build momentum, because to me, momentum is the other cornerstone of our business. It's putting one piece on top of the next. And it can start with a speech, and it can go to a video, and then another video, and then a message that gets reinforced in all the different things that you're doing. And it all starts by just putting yourself out there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Now, as I was listening to that, I was listening, from the perspective of the person that is on the other side, maybe, and they're saying, I don't know how to be vulnerable.
So vulnerability is the key to everything, and it isn't easy for many people. When we have our competition, and I do a lot of coaching, and people will come with their speech, and I'll always look at the first draft and say, okay, but let's go deeper. Because that experience is the shared experience. We all, like I mentioned earlier, we've all gone through all of these different things. But the layer beneath that says, why did we go through it? What are the things that we're struggling with? And how do those struggles make us feel? That's the vulnerable piece, right? And so being able to like just keep going deeper and deeper, it is it's rewarding, because you'll find that the deeper you go, the more people connect. Now, you don't want to be sloppy, messy, sobbing with all your like victim stories. No. But being able to bring people down into the pain and then bring them back up again with the learning, with the victory, with the lesson, it's inspiring. And it's in that moment of inspiration that people really connect.
Beautiful, beautiful. So if I'll recap a little bit and try to make sure that I understand very clearly what you're saying, it's not to go too, it's good to go deeper, but there's a balance between the depth that you bring people to and the inspiration that you give them, right?
Right. Because the you can bring them down, you can bring them into your pain, you can bring them into the challenge and the obstacle. And then when you pull them out of it, it's through your learning and your lesson. And hopefully the lessons that we've all learned is that we're resilient, that we're tenacious, that for some people it's that God is always on our side. For some people, it's that everything you need is within you. Like, what is the lesson that you've learned through this obstacle that you can share and inspire with? And that's the power moment.
I love that. I love that. And more, it's now that inspiration, it's that inspire the people and helps them to know that they can have a future because you shared your story, right?
That's right. And
Okay.
I think for a lot of us, just watching other people come through things and still have great, amazing, fabulous lives, we need to see that. We need more of that. We need to understand that even if you're starting late in life, even if you've had financial problems, even if you're in financial problems, even if you don't have it all together right now, you can still pull yourself out of it and have an amazing life.
Beautiful. Now, do you sometimes have some people that are um maybe not excited about life? Have you worked with anyone like that that is in a position of, a low state? And then do you work with people like that?
So I think at the core of everyone is the desire to have an impactful life, to inspire and to leave a legacy. It's that self actualization piece. But we don't often get to that until we at least can meet our basic needs. So, like, if you're really struggling financially, or if you feel like if you're homeless, or if you feel unhappy where you're at, that's your first priority, to pull yourself out of that. But once you've gotten to that next level, now you want to make your life mean something and have an impact in this world. So there are times when I meet people that haven't quite pulled themselves out of, like, the very basic um, dilemmas that they're in. However, I've even noticed that for them, the drive can sometimes even be stronger to make an impact, because they get to a point where they realize this has to be for something. I can't be suffering this bad. I can't be struggling this bad. I'm not happy. I'm not doing something in my life I want to be doing. I'm low. It can't be for nothing. It's got to be for something. And when they start to realize that maybe just by sharing that or repositioning that, they can make an impact with that, it gives them hope.
I love that. I love that. Because I want anyone out there that is listening to this, just consuming the content from your speakers would inspire them and give them that drive and the fire that gets them to say, you know what, I've got this, and I'm gonna push through to get to the point where I'm ready for this, right? So I love that. Yeah.
What's incredible is that a lot of our top speakers, like our 2021 Inspirational Speaker of the Year, is a paraplegic who was in a car accident. And when you see other people who've had huge adversity, like, now she runs Amplifying Voices for parents with disabilities. She has just published 2 books. She is getting paid to speak. When you see somebody with that amount of adversity be able to turn their whole entire lives around, it's inspiring.
Definitely, definitely. Wow. I'm just excited about,
Good.
what you're creating in the world, and what you're making happen for people. Now, do you sometimes get people challenging clients, people that don't maybe get the most out of what they signed up for?
Maybe it's because we've had a lot of word of mouth advertising that our community brings in their community. Other than maybe 1 or 2 people in all of these years, we've never had any issues. The people that are with us tend to be very much in alignment. And Dan and I, in general, we're very silly. We're very goofy. We're loving. We're like, everything is very heart centered. And every now and then I have someone come in. Maybe it's happened twice, but they're like, this is too intimate for me. Like, this is too vulnerable. This feels like therapy, and they leave. And those are not our people. But 99.999% of the people that come in, they are just heart-centered. They wanna make a difference with their lives. They're just our people. So it's important to me that I attract our people, because it just keeps building the momentum in the community.
I love that. I love that. And I see, scaling your business, I see one major thing that you said there is the power of word of mouth. It not only makes it nice and simple and organic for you, it also weeds out people that are looking for what you're not, right? Because if
Right.
because if you put a shiny picture and shiny art out there, yes, it may scale, but you would start to attract people that are not really coming for you for who you are, right?
Of course, and I think the number one tip I have when you talk about scaling for success, it's your clients should be your marketing and your testimonials and your ads, right? So if you have success with people, if you've helped anybody have any level of success, that's your advertisement, and you don't have to pay for that.
Mhm, mhm.
You put that out there, they are a shining example of what you do and what can happen when somebody works with you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Now, coming back to consistency in business,
Yes.
so a lot of people want, most of our audience here want to scale their businesses to hit recurring 10K months and beyond. Now, in the world of speaking, how predictable can you have, can you build, I mean, what kind of predictability can you build into the business to make sure that there is consistent income coming in?
Okay, so we've now evolved our program from our speaking competitions into a program called Booked and Paid. And that happened because a lot of our speakers were starting to get offered speaking opportunities. and they needed kind of help with creating a keynote or knowing how to negotiate that price. And the truth is, when it comes to the speaking world, it's competitive. You need a strong brand, you need good marketing, you need to get out there and promote yourself. And I wouldn't say that that's an easy, consistent 10K a month experience. It can be, but it takes work. So I always tell people that business needs to be multiple sources of revenue, but we have the power to create what we need to create. So, for example, for us, we have competitions, we have live competitions, we have online competitions, we have services that we sell. We sell video reels, we sell programs, emerging speakers, book to bed. So it's not just one stream of revenue. We're constantly trying to innovate. And again, I come back to the word momentum because that's my big word is that when you're continuously putting energy out in different areas, it all brings the energy back to you. It brings the revenue back to you. It brings the community back to you. But you can't just like take your one shot. You got to just keep, we're going to do this. We're going to do it. And that's not to say you don't have to have focus, but within your area of focus, what are the different things that you can create for people, the different experiences, the different opportunities that you can monetize on?
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So in a sense, it's more you go out there and you use your speaking to be like the fire behind the back end of your business, which is like some stability and, some consistency that you built in. But this now makes it like, out there.
That's right. My second big tip around scaling is one of the things that we do in our program is we create a special sauce bio. And this is, I talk about having a bio where you can describe who you are, but what is your special sauce that makes you unique and special? And if you don't have anything, like for many of us, some people have won awards or they've accomplished big things, but some people haven't. And I say you can create something big about yourself, something unique. So, for example, let me use Mike Shorman, who I told you just became the first disabled person to paddleboard across the five Great Lakes. He created that. Like he did that, he created that. He made a partnership with jack.org and he raised $50,000 for them. And now he is known for that. So now he just got 10K to speak. Based on creating something special about himself. So for people who feel stuck in a rut and they feel like, well, there's nothing special about me, like there's many coaches or um, there's many fitness instructors or there's many. Yes, but what can you do that makes you exceptional? And you can create it, your own scholarship fund, your own exhibition, your own retreat, your own award. Like you can create what you need to create to put yourself out there and have people think like, oh, I need to work with that person.
Wow. I just love the fact that you're just saying create, 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 because there's so much that can come out of creativity and and you get to own that.
Yes, for sure. And we have the power, right? So a lot of times entrepreneurs, they feel stuck.
Yeah.
They create an offer, they put it out, nobody buys, and they feel like, I guess it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You have to create the magic. You have to be the magic, and that may start with creating something special around you and your business to bring the magic to you.
And you have that magic in you already. It's just that it's tucked away from life experiences and all of this, right?
That's right. Even for you, like Ola, with this summit,
Yeah.
right? You're creating a magical experience, this platform for other people to benefit and learn, and you are now the creator of it, right? And so when you think about who are the people that are creating things, those are the people that people want to connect with and give opportunities to.
I love that. I really love that. And I, like I told you before we got on camera, told you I have a lot to learn from you. So I'm super excited that we're together. There's a lot that we can do together. And thank you so much for all that you shared today. And I know you have a gift for our audience. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we put together something called our Go Viral Success System. And this was created based on the 500,000 views that we received. It's all of the different components needed to create something that's viral worthy that just really connects. It's all of those lessons. And when people are starting out and speaking, and I don't just apply it to speaking, I think in general, it's about getting connected to your story. It's about a lesson. It's about the special sauce. And so it brings all of those pieces together. I believe we sell it for $2.97. So I'm happy to give it to your community for free as a gift.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This is such a special one. So thank you. So go get it. We're going to put a link to the video where you're watching it, and you will be able to download it. Thank you so much. Rina, do you have a final word, anything that you want to share with our audience before we let you go?
Yes, I would love to share about my Momentum Conference, which is coming up in November. And we created this Momentum Conference for exactly what you and I are talking about, which is to help people build that momentum, to reconnect, to connect with people and relationship build, to take risks, to put themselves out there and get visible. And our big passion is actually being a platform for speakers. So we are actually paying 10 speakers to get on our stage. We wanted to be one of the first businesses that really pay new and emerging speakers, because there's lots of people paying the big names like Les Brown and Anthony Robbins out there, but there's not a lot of people that are paying new and emerging speakers, coaches, authors, entrepreneurs. So that process is taking place. Our applications are open till September 30th, and it's speakerslam.org/momentum. So if you would love to speak on our stage, or if you want to come out and be inspired, please just check that out.
Awesome. And why are you paying people?
It's funny, when we first started this process, we were talking about how people are happy to speak for free. They're happy to get a stage.
Sure.
And I said, how can this is part of our special sauce? How can we be the business that everybody wants? What do people actually want? They want to be paid. They want to be paid to speak. They want to be seen and heard. They want an opportunity. They want to build their credibility by being a paid speaker. So why can't we be the business that actually creates the dream, that meets people where they're at and gives them what they want? So that's the whole foundation behind what we're doing right now.
And is this only for Canadians or?
It's not. So we're doing 2 days. The first day is virtual. It's going to be online on November 18th. And then the second day will be on stage in Toronto, Canada. And people can submit to either speak virtually or on stage. Again, there's 10 paid spots. The other spots will not be paid. So there's lots of opportunities to still get in front of our audience. There's going to be 350 people at the conference, and we'll be live streaming it. So we hope to have a really great audience for that.
Cool. Sounds really exciting. Everyone, you heard it. And this we're going to make sure that this goes out before the end of the sign up, so that everyone can get the opportunity to sign up for this. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much, Rina. It's been really a pleasure and an honor to have you on this summit. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to Scaling with Confidence. If you'd like to be featured on this show, check us out at scalingwithconfidence.com/cashflow and attend my next live challenge, where I'll reveal the 3 secrets to increasing your visibility for more profit. And if you're an entrepreneur that would like to be celebrated for your success and be on this show, please visit scalingwithconfidence.com/guest. Keep shining. The world needs your light.